I bought a whole box full of kitchen gadgets from Amazon, and the first one we're going to try out is this. It's called a zip slicer, and apparently it can slice multiple cherry tomatoes and grapes at once. So let's take a look. And we've got this curious looking gadget. I'm not entirely sure how it works. And inside there is a really sharp looking blade. And this part is a sort of track, which I think you kind of fill up, and the blade slides down the middle. Let's try it out. So I opened up this tray of tomatoes, and I'm removing these from the vine, and now we need to just insert them into the gadget. Haha, that's really cool, they kind of just roll down in. I filled mine right to the top. Ha, check it out. But you do have to be careful, because if you tilt it the wrong way, they all just roll out. Okay, so next we need to take the blade, line it up over the tomatoes, take a firm grip, and give it a push. Oh wow, well it's gone through those pretty easily. Let's have a look. I emptied it out onto the chopping board, and well, yeah, perfect. It's chopped them all in half. But how well does it work with grapes? I filled it up with these really quite large size grapes, gave it a little wobble to seat them all in straight, then slid the cutter through again. You can see the slice line where it's cut right through them, but if I empty it out and we give them a closer inspection, we can see just how unevenly it cuts them. It's not really in half, this one's just kind of cut the side off, and I think it's because the tube is quite a large diameter to accommodate different sizes of tomatoes and grapes. But what it does mean is if they don't sit perfectly straight in there, the blade won't go through the centre. So I'm going to try it out with these smaller grapes to see what results we get. Well yeah, some really big pieces and some tiny. Next I want to show you this gadget. It's a stainless steel potato ricer. Take it out of the package, and we've got this slightly industrial looking press. Lift up the handle here, and I think this is where we're going to put the produce in, and it should squeeze it out through the holes. It also comes with this little brush for cleaning. These things are sometimes a nightmare to clean, but we'll be testing that out later too. So I boiled some potatoes, drained them and let them cool for a little. Then I placed a couple inside the gadget. Bring the top handle back down. You can see the potatoes inside. I'm holding it over this plate. Then we need to squeeze the handles together. It's actually taking quite a lot of force, but you can see it's starting to come through. Oh wow, check that out. That's crazy. It's like extruded through, and it's coming out like squirrely little pieces of rice. I used a knife to clean off the edges, and I'm trying it out again, but this time a little bit fuller, and I'm going to film it against this black background so we can really see it at work. Haha, check that out, it just kind of streams out. And when you open it up afterwards, it's done a pretty good job of pushing it all through. You can kind of gather together the last few bits and give them another squeeze. Oh, yeah, it's definitely a little bit different from mashed potato. It's kind of fluffy, and I think it'll go really well with a knob of butter on top and some black pepper. But the advert also says it works with things like carrots and beetroot too. So I'm boiling up a load of those, and we'll see how they work after. But next I want to show you this, Crimpit. It's a toastie maker for thins. Sounds interesting. So let's open it up and see what we've got. We've got these two pieces of plastic, which are a kind of mould, I think. A quick look at the instructions tells us how to use it, and the idea is we'll just put our thins in here with some kind of filling and crimp it together. So I opened up a pack of thins, and we need to place half in here and gently push it down. Then add some filling. I'm putting in a slice of mozzarella cheese, folding over a slice of ham, and I'm also adding some fresh basil. Then we need to place on the other half of the thin, take the top, line it up, and give it a good firm push down. Okay, well, let's check it out. It just tips out of the mould, and well, yeah, it's looking okay. This stuff on the edge didn't actually get crimped. It kind of just oozed out of the edge a bit. But if we take a closer look at this side, you can see it's nice and corrugated and pretty well crimped. I gave it a bit of a shake and a bounce to see if it would open up or fall apart, but no, it seems really good. Apparently, you can cook them in a toaster, a frying pan, or under the grill. I'm going to make another one quickly. For this one, I'm adding cheese and some of the tomatoes which we cut in half earlier. This time when I sit the top on, I'm actually trying to tuck it down more inside the mould, so hopefully it won't squidge out the side. Place the top on again, give it a press, and it's actually looking a lot better than last time. It only takes a few seconds of crimping, then remove it from the mould, and oh yeah, this one's looking really good. Look at the edges now. I'm going to cook mine in the frying pan. I gave it a spray of oil first and placed them in. I don't really like the idea of cooking them in the toaster personally in case they leak. I'm cooking them on a gentle heat, and after a few minutes flip them over to warm them on the other side too. And a few minutes later they were ready to serve. I cut into this one and ooh yeah, lovely. Delicious melted cheese and nice fresh warm tomato. Cut into this one and oh yeah, look at that cheese and ham. And with that fresh basil too flavouring it, it makes a delicious combination. But next I'm going to try making more of a dessert option with some Nutella. This time I'm going to use white thins. I'm spooning in a dollop of Nutella into the middle, and I'm also going to add a few marshmallows too. Place the top on, and crimp it, and it's ready for cooking. I actually made a couple of them, cook them the same way, then after a few minutes when it's ready, let's see what we've got. Oh wow, look at that! Amazing Nutella, and check out the colour of the marshmallows. Give it a little squeeze and it kind of oozes out. Oh, that's going to be delicious. But next I want to show you this. It's a clip-on adjustable strainer. This is actually a packet of 2. It comes with a red one and a green one. They're made out of silicone, so they're nice and flexible. It's got a clip at each end to attach to a pan, and you can bend it in the middle to suit different diameters. So I'm taking out 3 different sized pans to see how well it fits. Start with this larger one, and wow, it's as simple as that. It just clips over the edge, and the idea is it should hold back the food as we strain out the water. If we try it on the next size down, again, it fits in perfectly because it's nice and flexible. And it'll even work with this smaller pan too. The packaging actually shows it working with pans from 15 centimeters diameter all the way up to 28 centimeters. You can also clip it over frying pans or this kind of little wok as well. And when it's clipped on, it really does feel sturdy. The only time I found it didn't work was if your pan's got a rim on it like this. It's just too wide for the clips, so we can't fix it on. But what I do like about it is how small it is if we compare it to a regular colander. It's just a fraction of the size, which makes storing it really easy. You can just store it in a drawer. But let's try it out. I cooked up a load of pasta, then carefully fitted the strainer and took it to the sink. Slowly start tipping it. The water runs down over the spout, and you can see it's doing a great job of holding back the food. Pretty cool, huh? It's working really well. If I try it on this slightly smaller pan with some carrots, again, no issues. What a cool little gadget. If you're enjoying this video, please do consider subscribing, and there's links in the description if you want to buy any of the gadgets. But next, let's take a look at this. And I'm sure you can guess just from looking at it, yeah, it's supposed to be a banana slicer. And I've got to be honest, it does feel a little bit thin and plasticky. Not the best quality, but let's see how well it works. I'm taking this kind of medium-sized banana, peeling it, and placing it on the chopping board. Then take the cutter, and you can kind of line it up with the curve of the banana. And once you're happy with the fit, go ahead and push it down firmly. Well, yeah, push them out from the other side. And there we go, slices of banana. I guess it is safer than using a knife, although you don't really need a particularly sharp knife for cutting a banana. But given the amount of effort it takes to push all the pieces of banana out of the slicer after, and then the time it's going to take to clean it, personally, I think I just prefer to use a knife. But what do you think? Would you find this gadget useful? Now it's time to try out this potato ricer with the carrots we cooked. I loaded it right up, took a firm hold of it, and started squeezing. Straight away, you can actually see quite a lot of juice pouring out. Here comes the carrot. Oh wow, I'm really having to squeeze this hard. It's made a start, but I just can't squeeze it any harder. If I open it up, you can see the carrot is soft enough to squidge in my fingers. Here's another piece from the bowl. I guess carrot is a lot more fibrous than potatoes, so what I'm going to do is cut some pieces a lot smaller and cook them for even longer to make sure they're super soft. After letting them cool for a little, I loaded some in. This time I'm not filling it up quite so much, and we'll try it again. Again, we've got loads of juice just streaming out. Ah yeah, here we go, here's the carrot. I've managed to squeeze a bit through, but it does take a lot of effort, and there seems to be a lot of juice or water squeezing out. Let's scrape it off the front and back, and check out what we've got inside. There's still quite a lot in here. I'll try and squeeze it through again. But no, it's not really working very well. I think it's definitely been more effort than it's worth with these carrots. But let's try it with the beetroot. I boiled these for quite a long time, and we'll start by just putting in 3 pieces. Squeeze down the handles and... oh wow, beetroot juice just pouring out. It's even squirting. You gotta be seriously careful doing this. That deep red colour can stain. You can see the beetroot starting to push through now. Wow, that really is a spectacle. Check it out. But from those 3 pieces, that's as much as I'm getting. Look at the mess it's made, squirted all over. I scraped off the faces, opened it up, and yeah, there's still so much inside. Personally, I think some of these vegetables are just too fibrous for them to be able to squeeze through. I had great success with the potato, but not so much with the carrot or the beetroot. But what do you think? Have you tried one of these? Was I doing something wrong? One of the things I was pleasantly surprised with was actually how well it cleans. I found just a regular washing up brush was adequate, and I didn't need to use the one that they supplied. If you'd like to see some more really cool kitchen gadgets, like this hand-powered vegetable chopper and this really clever pickle jar, you can click on the link here. Have fun, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.